Caleb was in the shower. I was on the couch with his phone. I want to be honest. I was looking. I had been suspicious enough to look. And I found a photo album, hidden inside his camera roll. The kind people think nobody knows how to find. The photo was of Brooke and Caleb, together, laughing, somewhere I didn't recognize. The timestamp said 8 months before she joined our company. 8 months before she walked in with coffee for everyone and introduced herself to me like a stranger. I put the phone down and sat completely still. Then I picked it up again and kept looking. There were more, a handful spanning about a year before she joined. Nothing explicit, just the two of them in moments that told a story I wasn't supposed to know. Then a gap of 4 months. Then newer photos. Recent ones taken in the past few weeks, that were very much explicit. I put the phone back exactly where I found it. I heard the shower turn off. I went to the kitchen and started making coffee, like it was any other Sunday. That week, I said nothing. I went to work. I had lunch with Brooke on Tuesday. I laughed at something she said. I listened to her perform concern about my relationship, a relationship she had been dismantling from the inside. And I watched her face carefully, for the first time. She was very good at this. On Wednesday night, I stayed late at the office. I told people I was finishing a report. What I was actually doing was accessing Brooke's work calendar, going back to the month before she joined the company. HR had recently migrated old calendar data to a new system. It was accessible if you knew where to look. Brooke had shown me the system herself, 3 months earlier. Her calendar from 8 months ago had one entry that stopped me cold. A meeting, marked as coffee with a recruiter. The recruiter's name was one I recognized, a personal contact of Caleb's, someone he had mentioned exactly once, in a conversation I had half forgotten. She hadn't found this job. She had engineered it. I sat in that empty office for a long time. Not crying, not angry, just still. Processing the scale of what had been constructed around me. The months of planning, the manufactured friendship, every lunch, every question about Caleb that I had answered freely because I had no reason not to. I took screenshots of everything. Then I started planning, and I had exactly 1 week to get it right. I spent that week building 2 things simultaneously. The first was a complete picture, every piece of evidence organized into a timeline, so clear that no one looking at it could interpret it any other way. The second thing I built was a list. Every mutual friend, every colleague, every person in our shared social world who deserved to know what had been done. I also found out that Brooke had a boyfriend of her own, someone she had been with for over a year. Someone who had absolutely no idea what she had been doing. On a Thursday evening, I sent him a message, private, direct. I told him I was sorry to contact him this way, and that what I was about to share would be difficult to read. Then I sent him everything. The photos, the timeline, the calendar entry, all of it. I did not wait for his response. I already knew what it would mean for him. 40 minutes later, I sent the group messages. Not a mass text, individual messages, written personally enough that each one felt like a private confidence. I told them what had happened. I sent the evidence. I asked for nothing in return. Then I put my phone face down on the kitchen table and made dinner. Caleb called for the first time at 9:17 that evening, then again at 9:22, then 7 texts in 20 minutes, then a voicemail I did not listen to. Then a long message that started as an explanation and collapsed into something that looked very much like begging. He needed to talk to me. He needed me to understand. He needed me to know it meant nothing. He needed me to call him back. I screenshot the message. Then I blocked his number. Brooke sent a message at 11:43. Her message moved through several phases. Denial first, then minimizing, then something that tried to reframe everything as complicated and misunderstood. And finally, at the very end, a paragraph that was unmistakably desperate. She was sorry. She was so sorry. I read it once. Then I forwarded it to HR as evidence of harassment from a colleague. Then I blocked her on everything. By Friday morning, our mutual social world had shifted completely and quietly against both of them. No public scene, no dramatic confrontation. Just the truth, distributed carefully to every person who mattered, doing exactly what the truth does when it finally gets enough room. I heard through a mutual friend that Brooke's boyfriend had ended things that same night. I heard that Caleb had tried to explain himself to 3 different people in our shared circle, and that none of them had much to say in return. I finished work on Friday at 5:30. I shut down my laptop. I picked up my bag. I walked out of that building the same way I walked in every morning. The difference was, this time I had nothing left of either of them anywhere in my life, and everything I needed going forward. The thing about a long game is that the person who wins is not always the one who started it. Would you have gone public the way I did? Or is there a part of you that thinks they deserved worse?